Well, this week we're once again at Tommy Robb Motorcycles in Warrington. Now, one thing guaranteed to attract the interest of everybody in the motorcycling world is the label World's Fastest Bike. And when it was introduced in 1990, that was certainly the case for Kawasaki ZZR1100. Now, often the first thing that people do when they approach a bike, and you'll see this every time you go to a bike rally, is they walk up and they look at the clocks. Now, why everybody looks at the clocks, I don't really know, but they do. Now, the first thing to strike you when you look at the speedo on this machine is that it goes up to an incredible 200 miles per hour. Now, the ZZR, well, it doesn't quite reach 200 miles per hour. But if you can manage to attain the top speed of around 175 miles per hour, then you're not going to be too worried about anything coming past you. Underneath this ballistic looking fairing, there's a 1052cc inline liquid cooled 4-cylinder engine with a double overhead cam and 16 valves, and it's capable of producing around 123 brake horsepower. The gearbox is 6-speed, but really the gearbox, well, I think it should be at a 3-speed. It should be fast, very fast, and good morning judge. Braking on this machine is absolutely outstanding. To the front, there are twin discs with twin piston calipers, and they really are exceptionally powerful. And to the back, there's a single disc and a single piston caliper. The brakes really are up to the job. Although on a machine with the performance that this thing can do, really nothing short of a railway sleeper through the front wheel is going to stop you too quickly. The petrol tank, well, a full tank is 21 litres of fuel, and that'll give you a touring range of over 200 miles. That's if you drive it, well, fairly sensibly. But with a bike like this, the performance that this thing is capable of, well, you can't really drive these too sensibly, can you? Well, try and keep up. I'll do my best. You don't have to drive this machine like a complete nutcase, but it's hard to resist. The worst thing you can do with a ZZR1100 is start throwing it around like a sports bike, because although it may have the performance to match the Fireblades and Ducatis, it certainly hasn't got the same sharp handling due to its increased weight and a softer suspension. Although if you're pushing it hard enough for the handling to let you down, then you're missing out on the best feature, that being that it's one of the most comfortable sports tourers you're ever likely to sit on. In fact, the numb bum syndrome is virtually non-existent, with the silky smooth 4-cylinder transmitting none of its vibrations through to the seat or the handlebars. Indeed, it's as well to keep an eye on the rev counter if you want some idea of what's going on down below. So if you want to travel a long way with as much excitement as you can handle, then this one's well worth a try. And there's only one other bike on the road that could possibly leave you behind. Now then, where's that Blackbird? Well, we're now back in the showroom with the ZZR1100. I've lost a few pounds in sweat, and I managed to keep my licence intact, I think. Tommy, this is absolutely incredible. Now, you've ridden works Hondas, works Yamahas, won all sorts of championships and races, and been just about everywhere fast on a bike, but this is serious performance, this, isn't it?
Without a doubt, this has been probably the flagship of the Kawasaki range. It's been a bike that does everything that you want from a sports bike, but you can also add your luggage to it to give it touring bike appeal. And the performance of this is nothing short of absolutely sensational. Right. In fact, it's so sensational that even Hondas have now brought out the Blackbird to do battle with this particular model. Right,
that's right, because really for the last 5 years or so, this has had this has been the top of the tree, hasn't it? There's been nothing to touch it speed-wise.
No, without a doubt. The CBR 1000 Honda was the bike that was near to it, but the ZZR came in and took that all away from Honda, and now they've come back with the other machine, but the ZZR is still a wonderful selling machine.
Yeah, a cracking bike, looks great as well. And something that I noticed is you don't have to drive it like a lunatic. All right, the performance is there and the power's there if you want to get excited, but it can be a very sensible bike.
It's a bike that you can ride through town easily.
Yeah, but as far as sports touring goes, I mean, I noticed that, I mean, they've actually thought about that. They've got little bungee straps on the seat and everything. I mean, so they sort of, and up on the fairing there, there's a little cubby hole, which is a lockable compartment there. So it's not an out-and-out sports. It's probably the best sports bike performance-wise.
I would say it would be, and I'm not sure that these are for bungee cords. I think they may be for strapping your pillion passenger on.
Right, yeah, well, that would be an idea, yeah. Well, I suppose a big top box and all that, wouldn't it? So what are these with a set of luggage on the back?
Superb.
The ultimate machine.
A superb sports tourer, there's no doubt about it. The suspension, the road holding, the riding position, although it looks so sporty, it's actually got quite a nice upright riding position, not one that goes for your wrists and gets you behind the shoulder blades. This is Kawasaki's flagship.
Yep. Well, the only thing wrong with this bike is that it's not mine. It actually belongs to Tommy, which is very sad, and he won't let me borrow it again. Well, I'll leave you with the rest of the programme, Two Wheels Better, and I'm going to go and change my pants.